In the grand story of India's fight for freedom, some names shine brighter than others. They are not just names, but symbols of great courage and sacrifice. Bhagat Singh is one such name. He was more than a freedom fighter. He was a powerful idea. He was a young man who dared to dream of a completely free and fair India. His life was short, but his impact was immense. He showed the nation that true bravery is not just about fighting, but also about standing up for your beliefs, no matter the cost. His story is not just a chapter in history books. It is a living inspiration that continues to guide and motivate people who seek justice and equality. Bhagat Singh represents the fire of youth. He was full of energy, passion, and a deep love for his country. He believed that freedom was not something to be begged for, but something to be demanded and won. His vision was not limited to just getting the British to leave India. He dreamed of a society free from all forms of exploitation, where every person, regardless of their religion or social status, could live with dignity. This powerful dream made him a revolutionary icon. He wanted to awaken the sleeping conscience of the nation and inspire a generation to rise up. His methods were bold, his voice was loud, and his heart was fearless. His importance in the freedom struggle cannot be overstated. While many leaders followed the path of non-violence, Bhagat Singh and his comrades offered a different path. They believed that a strong response was needed to challenge the might of the British Empire. They wanted to show that Indians would not silently accept oppression. This approach, though controversial, filled a crucial space in the freedom movement. It gave hope to those who were growing impatient with slow progress. Bhagat Singh became a symbol of resistance, a hero who was willing to make the ultimate sacrifice for the motherland. His actions shook the foundations of British rule in a way that words alone could not. Even today, on this day, November 16th, 2025, his name echoes in the hearts of millions. Bhagat Singh is not remembered just for his revolutionary acts, but for his powerful ideas. He was a deep thinker, a voracious reader, and a powerful writer. He spoke of socialism, secularism, and the need to fight against injustice in all its forms. He encouraged rational thinking and urged the youth to question everything. His life teaches us that true patriotism is about building a just and equal society. He remains a timeless hero, a guiding star for anyone who believes in the power of an idea and the courage to fight for it. His legacy is a constant reminder of what it means to live and die for a cause greater than oneself. Bhagat Singh was born on September 28, 1907, in the village of Banga in Punjab. He was not born into an ordinary family. The air in his home was thick with patriotism. His family had a long and proud history of fighting for India's rights and freedom. His father, Kishan Singh, and his uncles, Ajit Singh and Swaran Singh, were well-known freedom fighters. They were actively involved in political movements against British rule. From a very young age, Bhagat was surrounded by conversations about freedom, sacrifice, and the love for one's country. This environment was the soil in which the seeds of his own revolutionary spirit were planted and began to grow. His father and uncles were his first heroes. He would listen, wide-eyed, to the stories of their struggles and their bravery. His uncle, Ajit Singh, was a famous revolutionary who had been exiled by the British for his activities. He had to live far away from his home, but his stories of resistance traveled back to inspire the young Bhagat. His father, Kishan Singh, and uncle Swaran Singh also faced imprisonment for their political work. Seeing his family's unwavering commitment to the nation, despite the hardships they faced, left a deep mark on Bhagat's mind. He learned early on that the path to freedom required immense courage and personal sacrifice. His childhood was different from that of other boys his age. Instead of playing simple games, he would often talk about driving the British out of India. One famous story tells of a young Bhagat in a field with his father. When his father asked him what he was doing, the little boy replied that he was sowing guns in the field. He said that when the guns grew, they could be used to fight the British. This innocent yet profound statement showed the direction his thoughts were taking. It was clear, even then, that he was destined for a life dedicated to the cause of India's independence. His patriotic upbringing was shaping him into the great revolutionary he would become. The values of courage, self-respect, and service to the nation were instilled in him from his earliest days. The songs of freedom and the tales of martyrs were his lullabies. The frequent police raids at his home and the absence of his male relatives, who were often in jail or in hiding, became a normal part of his life. This did not scare him. Instead, it strengthened his resolve. He grew up with a clear understanding of the price of freedom. His family's legacy was not a burden, but a torch that was passed on to him. A torch he would carry with immense pride and responsibility throughout his short but impactful life. Certain events in history are so brutal that they change the course of a nation and the minds of its people. The Jallianwala Bagh massacre of 1919 was one such event. On April 13, 1919, a large, peaceful crowd had gathered in a park in Amritsar to protest against British policies. Without warning, British troops, under the command of General Dyer, blocked the only exit and opened fire on the unarmed men, women, and children. Hundreds were killed, and thousands were injured. This horrific incident sent shockwaves across India. For a 12-year-old Bhagat Singh, this news was a turning point. It filled his heart with a deep sense of anger and sorrow. The day after the massacre, Bhagat Singh, then just a schoolboy, skipped school and traveled to Amritsar. He went to Jallianwala Bagh, the site of the tragedy. What he saw there would haunt him forever. He saw the blood-soaked ground and the bullet marks on the walls. The air was heavy with the pain and suffering of his countrymen. He collected a small bottle of soil from that ground, soil mixed with the blood of the martyrs. He took it home and kept it as a sacred reminder. This act was a silent vow. It was a promise he made to himself and to the fallen that he would dedicate his life to avenging this injustice and freeing his motherland from such tyranny. His early education also played a crucial role in shaping his revolutionary ideas. His father did not want him to study in a British-run school, so he was enrolled in the Dayanand Anglo-Vedic, or Diav, high school in Lahore. This school was run by the Arya Samaj, a reformist movement that promoted Indian culture and nationalist ideals. Here, he came into contact with teachers and students who shared his patriotic feelings. He was a brilliant student and read widely. He studied a variety of subjects, but he was most drawn to the stories of revolutions from around the world, like the Russian Revolution and the Irish independence movement. These stories fueled his desire for a similar revolution in India. The atmosphere in Lahore was charged with political activity. It was a hub for national movements and revolutionary groups. As a teenager, Bhagat Singh was exposed to a world of ideas. He joined the library at his college and spent hours reading about socialism, anarchism, and the writings of European revolutionaries. He was deeply influenced by the Ghadar movement, an earlier revolutionary struggle led by Punjabis. The stories of martyrs like Kartar Singh Sarabha, who was executed at the age of 19, became his greatest inspiration. These early influences, combined with the personal impact of events like Jallianwala Bagh, molded the young, sensitive boy into a determined and thoughtful revolutionary. In the early 1920s, the Indian freedom struggle was largely dominated by Mahatma Gandhi's philosophy of non-cooperation and non-violence. Like many young people of his time, Bhagat Singh was initially a strong supporter of this movement. He was inspired by Gandhi's call to boycott British goods, schools, and courts. With great enthusiasm, he participated in the non-cooperation movement launched in 1920. He left his school, the Dav School, and joined the National College in Lahore, which had been set up to provide an alternative to British education. He believed that this was the path to freedom and fully committed himself to the cause. However, a single event changed his perspective and set him on a different course. In February 1922, an incident occurred in a town called Chauri Chaura in Uttar Pradesh. A group of protesters, in a moment of anger, clashed with the police and set a police station on fire, killing several policemen. In response to this violence, Mahatma Gandhi immediately called off the entire non-cooperation movement. This decision deeply disappointed many, including Bhagat Singh. He and his fellow young patriots felt that it was a mistake to halt a nationwide movement because of one isolated incident. They felt let down and disillusioned. This moment of disillusionment was a critical turning point for Bhagat Singh. He began to question the effectiveness of non-violence as the sole method to achieve independence. He wondered if the mighty British Empire, which had been built on force and violence, would ever leave India simply through peaceful protests. He started to believe that a more assertive and radical approach was necessary. He felt that the British rulers would only understand the language of force. This did not mean he loved violence. Rather, he saw it as a necessary evil, a tool to fight against a much greater and more systematic form of violence, the colonial rule itself. His extensive reading of revolutionary literature from around the world further solidified his new beliefs. He studied the lives of Italian revolutionary Giuseppe Mazzini and Russian anarchists like Mikhail Bakunin. He concluded that a revolution was needed not just to gain political freedom, but also to bring about a complete social and economic transformation. He realized that a long and difficult struggle lay ahead, and it required a different kind of sacrifice. This shift in ideology marked his transition from a Gandhian follower to a revolutionary socialist, ready to use stronger methods to awaken the nation and achieve complete independence, or Purna Swaraj. With his newfound revolutionary zeal, Bhagat Singh understood that, individual actions were just not enough. He knew that to bring about a real revolution, he needed to organize the youth of the country. So, in March 1926, along with his comrades like Bhagwati Charan Vohra and Sukhdev, he founded the Naujawan Bharat Sabha in Lahore. This organization aimed to inspire the young people of Punjab to join the freedom struggle. Its goals were, quite clear: to establish a completely independent republic of workers and peasants in India. It was a secular organization, welcoming members from all religions, and it worked to end the social evils of communalism and caste discrimination. The Naujawan Bharat Sabha was more than just a political group. It was actually a cultural and intellectual movement. Bhagat Singh and his friends organized public meetings, lectures, and study circles. They published pamphlets and articles to spread their ideas of socialism, atheism, and revolution. They celebrated the anniversaries of martyrs and shared stories of revolutionary movements from other countries. Their message was simple and powerful. The youth had to take charge of their destiny. They needed to think rationally, question old traditions, and unite to fight against both British imperialism and the internal enemies of Indian society, such as religious division. Bhagat Singh was the heart and soul of the Sabha. He was, a charismatic speaker and a powerful writer. He traveled to different parts of Punjab, delivering fiery speeches that inspired hundreds of young men and women to join the cause. He wrote under different pen names for newspapers and journals, explaining his vision for a free India. He argued that freedom was not just about changing rulers from white to brown, but about creating a system where power rested with the common people. The Naujawan Bharat Sabha quickly became a very popular and influential organization, and it naturally came under the close watch of the British police. The activities of the Sabha were a direct challenge to British authority. It was preparing the ground for a larger revolutionary movement. Soon, Bhagat Singh and his associates felt the need for a more organized, all-India revolutionary party. They came into contact with other revolutionaries from across North India, including Chandrasekhar Azad. In 1928, they met in Delhi and reorganized their group, renaming it the Hindustan Socialist Republican Association, or HSRA. This new organization was committed to an armed struggle to overthrow the British government and establish a socialist state in India. The formation of the HSRA was a major step in Bhagat Singh's journey as a revolutionary leader. In 1928, the British government appointed a commission, led by Sir John Simon, to suggest political reforms for India. This was known as the Simon Commission. The problem was that there was not a single Indian member on this commission. This was a great insult to the people of India. It felt as if the British were deciding India's future without consulting any Indians. As a result, when the commission arrived in India, it was met with widespread protests all over the country. People greeted the commission with black flags and the slogan, "Simon, go back." This was a moment of national unity and defiance. On October 30th, 1928, the Simon Commission was scheduled to visit Lahore. The great Punjabi leader, Lala Lajpat Rai, a man whom Bhagat Singh deeply respected, decided to lead a peaceful protest march against the commission. Thousands of people, including Bhagat Singh and his comrades from the Naujawan Bharat Sabha, joined the procession. The protest was silent and non-violent. However, the British police, under the command of Superintendent James A. Scott, responded with brutal force. They began a violent lathi charge, mercilessly beating the unarmed protesters. Lala Lajpat Rai, who was at the front of the march, was specifically targeted and severely injured. A few weeks later, on November 17, 1928, Lala Lajpat Rai died from the injuries he sustained during the police attack. His death sent a wave of anger and grief across the entire nation. For Bhagat Singh and the members of the Hindustan Socialist Republican Association, this was not just a tragedy, it was a national humiliation. They felt that the death of a respected leader like Lala Lajpat Rai could not go unanswered. They decided that they had to avenge his death. This was a moment of decision. They believed that a strong act of retaliation was needed to restore the honor of the nation and to show the British that such atrocities would not be tolerated. The HSRA planned to assassinate James Scott, the police superintendent who had ordered the lathi charge. Bhagat Singh, along with Shivaram Rajguru and Sukhdev Thapar, was chosen for this dangerous mission. On December 17, 1928, they waited near the police headquarters in Lahore. However, in a case of mistaken identity, they shot and killed another senior police officer, John P. Saunders. Though they had killed the wrong person, they believed their act had served its purpose. The next day, they put up posters all over Lahore, proudly claiming responsibility for the act. The posters declared, "The death of a leader of 30 crore people has been avenged." This act of defiance made Bhagat Singh a wanted man and a hero in the eyes of many. After the killing of J.P. Saunders, Bhagat Singh and his comrades had to go into hiding. Bhagat Singh famously escaped from Lahore disguised as a well-dressed gentleman, a transformation that showed his cleverness. However, hiding was not his goal. He and the HSRA were planning their next big act. They wanted to do something that would capture the attention of the entire country and the world. They felt that their message of revolution was not reaching the masses. They needed a dramatic action, a loud explosion, not to kill people, but to make their voices heard. As Bhagat Singh himself later said, their goal was to make the deaf hear. The opportunity came when the British government decided to pass two very unpopular bills in the Central Legislative Assembly in Delhi. These were the Public Safety Bill and the Trade Disputes Bill. These laws were designed to crush the rights of workers and give the police more power to arrest suspected revolutionaries. The HSRA decided to protest against these oppressive laws in a spectacular way. The plan was to throw a low-intensity bomb in the assembly hall. The bomb was intentionally made weak, designed to create a loud noise and smoke, but not to cause any serious injury or death. The purpose was purely symbolic. On April 8, 1929, Bhagat Singh and his companion, Batukeshwar Dutt, entered the visitors' gallery of the Central Assembly. As the proceedings were underway, they stood up and threw the bombs into the empty spaces of the chamber. A loud explosion echoed through the hall, filling it with smoke and confusion. Chaos erupted as people ran for cover. But Bhagat Singh and Batukeshwar Dutt did not run. They stood their ground, shouting revolutionary slogans like Inquilab Zindabad and Down with Imperialism. They also threw leaflets into the hall, which explained the purpose of their action. Instead of trying to escape, Bhagat Singh and Batukeshwar Dutt calmly allowed themselves to be arrested. This was part of their plan. They knew that their real battle would not be fought with guns and bombs, but with ideas. They wanted to use the courtroom as a platform to spread their message of freedom, socialism and revolution to every corner of India. The bombing of the assembly was a carefully planned act of political theatre. It was a defiant roar against an oppressive empire, and it succeeded in bringing Bhagat Singh and his revolutionary ideology to the front pages of every newspaper in the country. The nation was now listening. The trial that followed the assembly bombing was exactly what Bhagat Singh had wanted. He and Batukeshwar Dutt did not try to defend themselves in the legal sense. They did not deny their actions. Instead, they used the courtroom as a stage to explain their philosophy and their vision for a new India. Their statements in court were not pleas for mercy, but powerful political speeches. They explained that Inquilab Zindabad was not just a slogan of violence, but a call for a complete transformation of society. They spoke about the need to end the exploitation of man by man and to build a socialist republic. The courtroom became their classroom, and the whole nation became their audience. While in jail, Bhagat Singh and his comrades discovered the horrible conditions in which Indian political prisoners were kept. They were treated like common criminals, given terrible food, and denied access to books and writing materials. In contrast, European prisoners were given much better facilities. To protest against this discrimination, Bhagat Singh and his fellow revolutionaries began a historic hunger strike in June 1929. They demanded to be treated as political prisoners, not criminals. They argued that they were fighting for a noble cause and deserved basic human dignity. This hunger strike captured the imagination of the entire country. The hunger strike was a grueling ordeal. The jail authorities tried everything to break their resolve. They tried to force-feed them, but the prisoners resisted. Day after day, their health deteriorated, but their spirits remained unbroken. The nation watched in awe and admiration. Prayers were held, and protests were organized in their support. One of his comrades, Jatin Das, sacrificed his life after 63 days of fasting. His death shook the nation and intensified the pressure on the British government. The hunger strike showed a different side of Bhagat Singh's revolutionary character, his immense moral courage and his unbreakable will. During his time in prison, Bhagat Singh did not sit idle. He spent his time reading, writing and debating. He turned his prison cell into a library. He wrote several important essays and letters, including the famous article, "Why I Am an Atheist." In this piece, he explained his rejection of religion and his belief in rationalism and humanism. His jail writings revealed the depth of his intellect and the clarity of his vision. He was not just a man of action, but a profound thinker. Through his writings and his defiant stand in court, he ensured that even from behind bars, his voice was louder and more powerful than ever before. The British government was determined to make an example of Bhagat Singh. He, Rajguru and Sukhdev were tried for the murder of J.P. Saunders. The trial was a mere formality, and the outcome was predictable. On October 7, 1930, the verdict was announced. All three were sentenced to death. The news was met with widespread sorrow and anger. Appeals for mercy poured in from all over the country, from common people and prominent leaders alike. But the British government refused to change its decision. They saw Bhagat Singh as a dangerous enemy of the empire and wanted to eliminate his influence. On the evening of March 23, 1931, Bhagat Singh, Sukhdev and Rajguru were led to the gallows in Lahore Central Jail. They were just in their early 20s. They walked to their death with courage and a smile on their faces. They chanted slogans of Inquilab Zindabad and Down with Imperialism until their last breath. They did not fear death. They embraced it like a bride. They knew that their sacrifice would ignite the flames of freedom in the hearts of millions. By executing them, the British government thought they were crushing the revolution. Instead, they created 3 of India's most beloved martyrs and made Bhagat Singh an immortal legend. The legacy of Bhagat Singh is vast and multifaceted. He became a national hero overnight. His photograph was seen in homes across India, and his name became a powerful chant for freedom. But his contribution was much more than just his martyrdom. He left behind a rich legacy of ideas. He was one of the first Indian leaders to clearly articulate a vision of a socialist and secular India. He believed that political freedom was meaningless without economic and social freedom. He fought passionately against communalism, arguing that religion should be a personal matter and should not divide the nation. His ideas on rational thinking and atheism were far ahead of his time. Today, Bhagat Singh's life and ideas continue to inspire people around the world. His writings are studied by scholars, and his story is retold to new generations. He is a symbol of ultimate courage, selfless sacrifice, and unwavering commitment to one's ideals. He teaches us that bravery is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. It is the willingness to stand up for what is right, even when the odds are stacked against you. Bhagat Singh's short life was a powerful message. One person, armed with a clear vision and an unshakable will, can challenge an empire and change the course of history. His flame of freedom will never be extinguished.